Welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is Teacher.
Hello.
October 2018, the 5th annual 31 Days of Horror is on our rear view mirror. And since it's over, we are doing our annual top 5 and bottom 5 for this year's October movie marathon. We had a couple of firsts this year, thought we should mention. The first one is, of the 5 years we've been doing this together, this is the first year we've watched the same movie every single night.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's pretty fucking cool. Previous years, we've split movies or something that's come up, so our pool of movies to choose from is exactly the same for the first time ever. Another interesting thing, of the 5 years we've been doing this is the most polarizing year for us yet. I honestly do not know. I mean, bottom ones, maybe. Your top ones, I have no fucking idea. We're going to get into them. Do you want to start with the top 5 or the bottom 5 this time?
Well, I mean, I think we've been doing pretty good so far with starting with the top.
All right, before we get into this, spoiler warning now for everything we're talking about. So if you want to avoid spoilers, skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen, because we're talking about a bunch of stuff. Let's start with the category of top 5, but we always have honorable mentions.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we both have 3.
Yes.
Okay, we have 3 honorable mentions for the best of October 2018.
Yes.
What are yours?
So, my 3 are, in no particular order, Apostle.
Okay.
Just because I really dug that one. What Keeps You Alive, because I thought that was intense as shit. And The Dark, because it was just such a well-told story.
Right. Agreed. All right. Mine are, again, in no particular order. Incident in a Ghostland, I thought it was intense as fuck. And I really liked it. The Dark as well, for the same exact reason that you said. It was a nice little dark fable, and we don't get those very often. The 2 leads just nailed their roles and did a great job. And then my third one is Caught. I thought this was clever, simple. It rested completely on the weight of the actors, and Mr. Blair was fucking amazing. Mrs. Blair was good too, but Mr. Blair, just his cadence and his tone, everything, he just made that role what it was. So those are my 3. Now let's get into the elite of October. Top 5. What is your number 5?
Number 5 is Incident in a Ghostland.
Okay.
I really didn't know what to expect because the trailer was super ambiguous, but I knew coming from the director of Martyrs to expect intense and visceral, and we got that.
Right.
Granted, not on the same scale as Martyrs, but this was just a very, very intense, nice horror movie.
Yeah, agreed.
And yours?
My number 5 is Summer of '84. I was initially going to put it as an honorable mention, but we watched it kind of early in the month, and it just kind of sat with me. I think it was more powerful than it initially felt, and it kind of resonated with me personally. It ended, and I'm kind of thinking about it, like, okay, yeah, this was better than, not better than I thought, because I knew it was good, but it was more haunting, I guess, than I expected it to be.
And I will definitely give you that. If I had room, I would have totally included that, because it is one that has sat with me since the day that we watched it, and it is one that I've highly recommended to people.
Okay, what was your number 4?
Number 4, which I imagine is probably low on your list, is Mandy.
Okay.
This is one that the expectations were high for me, and for me, they totally lived up to those expectations. And yeah, I mean, this was just a fucked up Nicolas Cage horror movie.
Yeah.
And, you give me that description, and it delivered in that description.
Spoiler alert from my end, Mandy's not on either one of my lists.
Okay.
But mainly because, well, there's 2 things. One, I hypothetically watched it stoned, which was really fucked, and probably the wrong decision. Number 2, it had so much hype that it just didn't live up to it to me. This could have been so much more, but we'll get to that, also kind of spoiler, in a bit.
And yours?
My number 4 is Apostle. How this isn't on your top 5 is beyond me. No, this was really good. This resonated with me immediately. During it, after it, I was angry. It's probably the angriest I was at a movie. Well, in a good way. The entire month. Apostle was just really well done. Really well done. Perfectly cast. Perfectly acted. All right, what was your number 3 top?
Number 3 is Elizabeth Harvest.
Okay, cool.
I mean, what can I say that we haven't already said in the video? I mean, it's Hitchcockian sci-fi, and it works so well together in this movie.
Yeah.
And the colors.
Pretty colors.
Yes. But it's such a well-told story, and yeah, so really dug that one.
Right on.
And yours?
My number 3 is Housewife. I fucking love this movie. This was what Mandy should have been. That's why Mandy's not on my list. If we hadn't watched Housewife, Mandy might have been here. But Housewife was everything that Mandy should have been and could have been. Like, I just felt Mandy just never reached its apex, never reached the crescendo it could have. And Housewife, holy shit, it was awesome. I fucking loved Housewife so much. As you said in the video, it's like a nod to like bad Italian horror. It just had balls. It had the balls that Mandy didn't, in my opinion. It did not give a shit. The writer-director is known for writing some weird shit. And he's another one, like the guy who did Apostle. Like, we need to keep an eye on this person, because definitely interested. All right, this is going to get interesting. What was your number 2?
Number 2 is Housewife.
Nice.
Again, what can I say that you just didn't just say? Really fucking awesome movie. As you said, it had the balls to go there. And boy, did it go there. Super weird, but super works out. And it's like Argento meets In the Mouth of Madness.
Yes, and it shouldn't work.
Yeah,
it should. On like the first half hour of this movie, we're just like, should we stop this? But it just, oh my god, it delivers in spades.
As you said, really fucking enjoyed that one. And for you,
number 2 for me is Elizabeth Harvest. So our 2s and our 3s are switched. This was just inventive and very pretty, and the story was neat. And the ending was satisfying. It was definitely a strong 2. I was impressed right away, and another director that I would like to keep an eye on. Hoping that he stays in horror.
Yes.
While I think they miss when they try to do Hitchcock, modern Hitchcock at least, to not only do modern Hitchcock, but pair it with sci-fi and make it work on such a high level. Yeah, I was a huge fan. That's number 2. All right, drum roll. Number 1 top for October 2018 is
Halloween 2018.
Good for you, sir.
So, as you know, that Halloween is my favorite franchise of the big 3. And this has probably been one of the most anticipated movies for me since it was announced. And I was so worried that I was not going to have it meet up to expectations, and I was so thrilled to find out that it totally did, and then some.
Agree.
And yours?
It's not Halloween. It was totally cool. My number 1 movie for October 2018 is Marrowbone.
Okay.
Nothing beat Marrowbone to me as an overall movie. This movie was fucking beautiful. It was so well acted and so well told, and it's the only movie this month that I was weeping during the credits at the end. I was just weeping. It's the only movie we've had to postpone the podcast for 30 minutes, so I wasn't weeping all over the podcast. It was so good. It just resonated with me the most of all the movies we watched. And yeah, overall, it touched me the most, resonated with me the most.
I can totally respect that.
Goddamn right. All right, let's get into the bad side of town. Bottom 5 for October 2014. Let's start with our dishonorable mentions. What do you got? How many do you have, and what are they?
I only have 2 dishonorable mentions.
How?
As we both know, I enjoyed this month better than you did.
If you don't believe us, go back and listen to the podcast, especially the middle of the month. Oh my god.
So my 2 dishonorable mentions are Dead Night.
Okay.
Just mainly because, well, not mainly. I mean, it was just a shit movie.
Yeah, it
Um,
was.
but you also know how much I was looking forward to that movie,
Yep.
and so disappointed. And then the next one is Malevolent.
Wow.
Despite the fact that, I did kind of like it,
Wow.
there is also the fact that out of everything else through the entire month that's not on the bottom 5, it was probably the weakest. So yeah.
We had eye candy in that one, though, so.
Yes.
He was adorable.
Yes. But now that I've had time to think.
You see that I'm right.
I'm not going to go that far, and as I have to do about right or wrong.
That eye candy does not make a good movie. Or a tolerable movie. It was bad. I'm glad it's on there. Good.
It most certainly helps.
Good. I feel vindicated. Partly vindicated. Partly.
Your dishonorable mentions?
I have 3. I had 6. I'm not even lying. I had 6 dishonorables plus my 5. This month was not very good. It was good. I had more liked than didn't, but the ones that were bad were so bad. I narrowed it down to 3 just to keep it somewhere like on a normal level. I also have Dead Night for everything you said. If not for Barbara Crampton being fucking awesome, probably wouldn't have liked it. I loved her role in it. I loved how she played it. She was the highlight of the movie. And the effects weren't bad.
Yeah.
The story was balls. So, yeah. One of our favorite actresses, plus cool effects. Or cute boys. Just can't save a movie. Another one is Winchester. This is boring. This is where Marrowbone was how you do a ghost story completely perfectly right. This is the exact opposite. This is how you do a ghost story completely perfectly wrong. It had a good cast. Just, it failed on almost every single level. Nothing meant anything. The house, as you said in the review, should have been a character. Because it's a fucking Winchester house. It wasn't. The jump scares were fucking ridiculous. So if you don't like jump scares like me, if you're really susceptible to them, watch out for this. They're fucking there all over the place. Yeah, the actors tried, but they weren't given anything to work with. I would not recommend it to anybody, and I'm glad we did not see it in the theater. And then my third dishonorable mention is Slice. Other than having Zazie Beetz, I mean, it had moments where it was funny, but it was so poorly written. And the effects I could forgive to a degree, but they were also really poorly done. And there just wasn't anything memorable about this movie at all. It didn't like piss me off enough to make me put it in the bottom 5, but it wasn't special. And I wouldn't probably not watch anything from this director. He wrote it and he's not a star in it, but he was in the movie as well. I wasn't impressed, so I probably wouldn't watch anything he did ever again. So, sorry, not sorry. Let's get to our worst of the worst. I'm really intrigued for this. The bottom 5 for October 2018. What is your number 5?
Number 5 was Slice.
Okay, good.
I call this Try Hard the movie. And, I mean, just like you said, if it wasn't for Zazie Beetz, and, well, I mean, the actors did good.
Yeah.
It's just, as, you say, they just weren't given much to work with.
You know what it felt like? It felt like National Lampoon's The Horror Movie.
Yeah.
But not like the later Lampoons, like the 90s Lampoons, not the awesome 80s Lampoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like an 80s music video that someone decided to make an excellent idea to take that 80s music video and make it into a full 2-hour-long movie.
I mean, in fairness, the director did start out in music, so.
Yes. But, I mean, it's like taking the idea of Thriller and then turning it into a full 2-hour-long movie. Some things work better as a music video.
Nice.
And, yeah, and then, I mean, as you were saying, 80s versus 90s National Lampoons, I mean, it just tried far too hard for that humor.
Sometimes it worked. But it was rare.
Yes. Yours?
My number 5 is probably the most disagreed upon movie that we had the entire month. The fucking Nun. Was goddamn horrible. I saw it in the theaters and I was pissed. I wasted theater time on it. The Nun was awful. And they were given... I'm not going to go into it. You want to hear me fucking just go off about the Nun? check out the review. I rant semi-epically about it. I've had friends watch it and then comment to me about my ranting about The Nun. Oh my god. Like you say, it's like I said in the review, I'll say it again, like you like to say, it was handed to you on a silver platter. And you just it was like with some other stuff we reviewed, I said when you get to the end you shit on it, sounds good. This is like, open up the platter. Oh look, there's shit. Here, there's a side order of shit. Here's the appetizer of shit. Your drink is shit. Everything on the plate is shit. The entire course is shit. And there's nothing about The Nun I liked. Not really anything. They wasted the lore. The writing was horrible. The acting was barely passable. The main actress is usually pretty good, except when she's looking perpetually frightened at everything. I'm not sure if it was the direction or the writing or all of it. I didn't like the sound design. It looked spooky in spots, but that's all they had. They did the same spooky shit for an hour and a half. Dude, give me something. The Nun looks awesome. The Nun is awesome. The Nun deserved a badass backstory, and she did not get it. It's number 5. I'm leaving it at that. Let's move on. Because fuck The Nun. Fuck The Nun. Seriously.
So...
all right. What is your number 4 bottom?
Number 4 is a Gyarados. Terrified.
Yep. Okay.
Such potential for the concept.
Mm-hmm.
And such disappointment for the execution.
Yeah, agreed.
This scene was a mess.
Yeah, it was.
Like, just a mess.
Yeah.
So, what is yours?
My number 4 is also a Gyarados.
Yeah.
For everything you said, it was like, we say it was a good concept, but what the fuck was the concept? Like, what was this thing supposed to be? It tried to be 1,400 different things in one movie. Like, we talk about Slice being try hard in the movie. Oh my god. I still don't understand what the fuck this thing was. Again, it had potential. But, yeah, I have nothing good to say about it either. So, blah.
Mm-hmm.
What was your number 3?
Number 3 was Hell House Part 2.
Ugh.
Yeah. First movie, very good. Second movie, very bad.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. So, that happened.
Yeah.
Your number 3.
My number 3 was also Hell House LLC 2. We are in agreement once again. But this suffered, like I said in the review, the same thing that Creep suffered from, the same thing that Houses October built. Really, this was a template from Houses October built. We disagree on this, I know that. But I didn't mind the first one. I thought it was actually pretty inventive. And then they go make the same fucking movie again. But when they make the same movie again, they expose themselves as being one note. And all the mystique, all the awesomeness of part 1 was just completely blown away. That was Houses October built for me. That was Hell House for me. They followed the same fucking template. It's like they did a cool magic trick in part 1, and then part 2 they like try to do it again, but you see everything they're doing now. You see the cards up their sleeve, you know, and it just fell flat. See part 1. Do not watch part 2.
Mm-hmm.
What was your number 2 bottom?
Snowman.
Okay. I know what number 1 is.
Yeah, you could probably. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, Snowman. It had the luck to be not as bad as number 1. So.
Totally fair. You're gonna love this.
Yeah, so we have a movie with stellar cast.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We get.
Meh. I was so angry.
The detective's name is Harry Hole.
It's supposed to be Holy.
Yes.
In Norwegian, it's Harry Holy. Okay, if it's Harry Holy, then pronounce it like that in the movie.
Yes.
They called him Harry Hole.
Or like Bob Holy.
Or Harold.
Something.
Harold Hole.
Yes.
Sounds much better. We can make the joke like ha 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 Harry Hole, but it would be Harold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Henrik. Something.
Yeah.
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 Hashtag Jessica Fletcher did it better. I'm still sticking with that hashtag.
Hey, I not argue.
Yeah, this. Yeah.
I bet you money our 1 and 2s are flopped. My number 2 is Killer Kate.
Mm-hmm.
I have justification for it though.
Okay. I'm curious.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, because we're flopped on this one. At least Killer Kate tried to be a fucking horror movie. It didn't do it good. I'm not saying it did it good. And it had that one awesome scene, which my number one doesn't have any of, really. I will put my fucking stake in the sand, and the sign reads, this at least tried to be fucking horror. It didn't have 1,500 directors. It didn't have 5,000 rewrites. It didn't have a great cast. It didn't have a great budget to blow and ruin. It was a shoestring budget with not very good directors and not very good writers, but they at least tried to do something horror-related. It didn't deceive the audience. It didn't lie to you. It didn't give you a false trailer. If people don't know what number one is for me by now. 1 versus 2, I will defend 2. I will. And I know I get it. This is going to be a fun conversation when number one's drop. But yeah, so I'm pausing it there. Let's just go to it. Your number one.
Number one is Killer Kate.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
So yeah, I will give you credit there that Killer Kate at least tried to be a horror movie, but much like how a fish pulled out of water tries to breathe.
At least it's a fish. The snowman was like catching a boot. I can't do anything with that. I want a wet ass boot. If I'm going fishing, I want a fucking fish. I don't care if it's trying to breathe out of water or not. At least caught a fucking fish. I didn't catch a goddamn boot, which was a snowman. Ugh. The snowman pissed me off.
I will tell you, it was very hard for me to decide what was number one.
It was as well, yeah. 1 and 2 are neck and neck. They're pretty much tied, in my opinion, honestly.
Yeah.
But what edged it out was, I said, Killer Kate at least tried to be a horror movie. Snowman had a cast, as you said. It had money behind it. It had location. It had all these things going for it that Killer Kate didn't have.
It had a theatrical release.
Yeah, if you can make something that shit, okay, if you can make something so bad that it's on the level of Killer Kate, but you have the money and the talent and the actors and the budget and all of that, and you're still as bad as Killer Kate, you are worse than Killer Kate. Killer Kate did not have any of that, and I understand it was like the first time people trying something out and didn't work. Okay, it didn't work. You tried. This was handed to them again it was a fucking story that already exists. It's like number 6 or 7 in the fucking series. You had your story right there. Go with it. The Snowman was the absolute god-awful worst movie of this fucking month. Take away the fucking deceptive trailer. Take away that it pretended to be a movie about a snowman, a killer snowman, which I was so on board for. I was so into watching that. I was completely on board for that. And what do you have? Nothing. You have a boring movie in Norway, which is you make a Norwegian movie boring. I love Norway. It's like my favorite country on the planet. And you made me hate a Norwegian movie. Ugh. So yes, Killer Kate and the Snowman are there, but Snowman is worse because it had more going for it. It had more money and more talent in it. So yeah, Killer Kate was a shitty B horror movie, but the Snowman was just a shitty fucking movie. Blah. Period. Whatever. Just don't watch either one of them. But yeah, just fuck the Snowman. I fucking hated the Snowman. I was pissed. Killer Kate angered me, but the Snowman I was so mad. It was my House is October Built 2 of this month. And yeah, so fuck the Snowman. You deceptive fucking movie. And be more picky about your movies, Magneto. Seriously, dude, you're a good actor. Shame. Ha, joke. Do you have anything else to add about Killer Kate being your number one?
Just that he probably saw that, it was a hairy hole and decided to go for it.
I mean, okay. Inspect your hairy holes before you go for them. You don't know what you're getting into. The hairy hole you think you're getting might not be the one you want. And we'll leave it at that. All right, well, that wraps up our top and bottom 5 with honorable and dishonorable mentions for October 2018, the 5th annual 31 Days of Horror. It is now officially all in the bag until next year. And one of the reasons we do this is because we find new cool shit.
Yes.
Like, I mean, we probably would have gotten to some stuff, but in that span of time, we watched, Mandy, Elizabeth Harvest Housewife, Halloween, Ghostland, The Dark, Caught, Apostle, Marrowbone, just all these, What Keeps You Alive, just all these really cool movies. For all the crap, like, I didn't like more than you did this month, but at the same time, the good just makes up for all the bad in the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And the top 5 was more than worth seeing the bad crap that we saw. So, Look forward to doing it next year for 6th annual. And yeah, so that's that. Well, that wraps up this episode of our top and bottom 5. Thank you for listening. What do you think of our top and bottom 5? If you've seen them, do you agree? Do you disagree? If you've seen The Snowman and Killer Kate, I'm sorry. Do you agree? Look, we're flopped on this one, even though we both kind of agree they're kind of neck and neck. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends or cool people who might dig the Vizcast. And please subscribe to the channel, including hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on the newest content. New content for this month, as said in other videos, will be a lot of TV stuff.
Yes.
We have Channel Zero, Dream Door in the bag. That's done. We're going to be starting The Haunting of Hill House very soon. It's a greenlit. We're going to be watching that, as well as possibly the new Sabrina reboot and Castle Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, those are the immediate ones on top of my head. There's a few other ones I want to get to, but we'll see. So until the new stuff, until we talk to you again, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we will speak to you all very, very soon. Goodbye.
Bye.